This episode is brought to you by Shake Up Studios. To thank you for your support, head to mrconsistent.com.au and use code SHAKEUP10 at checkout for your discounted Mr. Consistent cocktails today. You're listening to the Shake Up podcast by Mr. Consistent.
This is a podcast where we discuss lifestyle, careers, culture, and everything in between with like-minded guests.
If this sounds like you,
then it's time to shake it up.
And being able to open my eyes to the entertainment world, and I've just been obsessed with it ever since I began, and hopefully I can continue to do it.
Yeah, I think you
will.
Welcome back to the Shake Up podcast. I'm Sarah, your host, and today we have the amazing Alli with us. Alli, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello everybody. Thanks for that nice little intro. It's good to be here.
I'm excited to have you on.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us who you are, what you do, a little bit about Alli Simpson?
Yeah, I guess, short rundown. I guess I have been in the industry for a long time in terms of entertainment. So obviously music, TV, a little bit of acting, hosting, modeling, I guess.
All the fun things.
All of the fun things.
Love
and
that.
I've been doing it for quite some time now. I've been living in the States for the last 10 years. Initially moved for my brother's music career, and now back on the coast and continuing to do, I guess, the same sort of thing back here.
So good.
Day by day, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like you have an amazing journey and life that we're going to chat about, and I'm super excited for that.
I'm excited too.
Yay. You have just recently recovered from a neck injury, or still recovering, we should say. What happened? How's the recovery going? Tell us about this. I want to know everything.
Yes, it is a crazy story, obviously, intensely life-changing. In October last year, it was funny, I was actually on a date when it happened. I broke my neck and two vertebrae, C6 and T1, I think they were. But I'd recently, I'd broken up with my ex, went on a date with this guy, and then met up with some friends, and then we all went swimming in Burleigh. And I dove into the apartment's pool head first, and it was obviously, too shallow, and I struck my head on the bottom.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't know it was broken. When I hit the bottom, I blacked out, I saw stars, I heard a high-pitched noise, I knew I'd hurt myself. Yeah. But when I came up, I felt okay, and I went to bed that night, and I just felt my neck, it just felt really jarred. I thought that I'd just really jarred my neck. And then obviously was dealing with quite a bit of neck pain for the months after that. And I started going to physio, and he obviously recommended getting an x-ray and things like that. But we weren't concerned because I wasn't getting any of the symptoms that it was broken. I wasn't getting any pins and needles in my hands or my legs.
Interesting.
It was super weird. So we just carried on not thinking it was broken, and it eventually started feeling like it was getting better every time I'd go to physio. And then for some reason on New Year's Eve, when it had been a few months, I was still dealing with the pain. Yeah. New Year's Eve, I decided to get an x-ray because I was getting these weird pins and needles, I guess, down my legs, and it may or may not have been related to my neck. Yeah. But it was just a sign that was you need to go and get an x-ray. And I was about to get ready for a big party at I think it was Mexicali, the New Year's Eve party.
Oh my God, fun.
And I was okay, well, I'm just going to go and get this x-ray done. And as soon as I went, the radiologist saw the scans and had a heart attack and was sending me, basically he's in an ambulance to for an emergency MRI. He's your neck is broken.
Oh my God.
Two huge chips out of my vertebrae. Oh. And he's you're telling me this happened 3 months ago. And I was yeah, I can't seem to think about how it would break out elsewhere. I think about the pool. So,
That's crazy that you had a broken neck and didn't know for 3 months.
Yeah, for 3 full months. I was exercising. I was I stood on my head one night with my friends.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a video of it, and it was a week before I was oh man, it's just, I'm very, very lucky that it wasn't worse. I was about 2 millimeters away from, piercing my spinal cord, which would have done some serious damage. So I'm lucky to be here and walking, and I just I'm counting all of my blessings.
Literally.
So that's what happened, and now I'm just in the recovery process. I was in a big neck brace for about 4 months.
Did you have to have an operation or surgery or anything?
No. So I went to the hospital night of New Year's Eve, and I was having a meltdown thinking I was going to go into surgery. But I was lucky enough that I didn't have to. They just put me in a big stationary neck brace that kept it stable, and I just wasn't allowed to take it off. I slept in it and did all that for about 4 months. Yeah.
And now your neck brace is off.
Neck brace is off.
What's recovery looking like for you now?
Yeah, so we're on the back end, which is really good. The neck brace came off sooner than what we thought. My healing process has been like better than what I imagined, which is amazing as well. I don't know how I got so lucky with this, but now I've just got one more MRI in a few months' time just to sort of check on the progress. So I'm just taking it easy and hopefully can get back into some, physio and exercise soon, start building the strength back up again.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's insane. How did that impact your life this year?
It's so hard to explain. Yeah. Like, I guess when it happened and I shared my story on my social media and everyone shared their stories, with people that they know and for some reason, it was always so extreme, like their partners are in wheelchairs or anything and breaking the same vertebrae and I would just cry all the time. It was just such a wake up call and almost crying in a sense that I was elated that I was okay and mine wasn't that bad, but I just also made me so upset to think that everyone else is dealing with that. So it's definitely given me a new perspective on life and also feeling like I'm here for a reason or something. Totally. It's just the craziest life wake up call I guess anybody could have. Yeah.
And like we were saying before, bad things happen to good people and it sucks, but I'm such a big believer that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So
me too.
Your story can help so many others. Yeah. And there's a reason you're here. So
for sure. And that's what I was trying to tell people when it happened. I was I guess when you're young and your parents tell you not to dive, into shallow pools, don't dive in the pool head first. It's so serious. And for me, I was and so many parents are messaging me being thanks for reminding me to, keep telling my kids to be careful, what end of the pool you dive in and always check the signs and things like that. Cause something can happen like that could change your life forever. I was just lucky that I scraped through.
Still can't believe that you had a broken neck and didn't know for 3 months.
Honestly, it's the craziest thing.
Were you in constant pain?
Yeah, it was just, my neck was just felt very locked. I couldn't really turn left or right. Everything just felt very stiff all the time.
That's insane.
Yeah. I don't.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
Just, I can't even explain it. It's super strange.
Oh wow. That blows my mind, the fact that you were even going to physios and stuff. And
I know.
No one picked up on it.
Well, no, because I wasn't getting any of the symptoms. Okay. And when I didn't go to a chiro because I'm petrified of chiropractors. But if I went to a chiro without an x-ray, whoever it was, they could have killed me or paralyzed me because if I got adjusted, it would have pinched the spinal cord. So I was lucky that my physio, because he was obviously very cautious because he was I want to make sure nothing really bad is happening. So he just took it really easy all the time because we didn't really know and it slowly was releasing and stuff. But if I went to a chiro, it could have been really bad.
Did you tell your physio that you ended up having a broken neck?
Yes.
What did he say or she say?
Oh, well, he was obviously devastated for me. And was obviously well, I did tell you to get the x-rays, maybe we should have done it earlier. And I was well, yeah, obviously that's my fault. But because we really didn't think it was bad because the pain wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was just obviously mind blown and I showed him the x-rays and he just couldn't believe it. And now hopefully he'll help me on the back end now and we can work on it properly this time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What is one thing you're looking forward to doing or having normality again once you're recovered?
I think just exercising.
Yeah.
I used to be such I would go to Change as well. I used to be there every day, and it's such a massive part of my life, waking up and exercising or going for a run. I've just gotten the green flag to start jogging again, which is
that's good.
So good. But yeah, pretty much just exercising and I'm happy to be out of my brace now to get back into work as well. Because I had a very long break, just sitting at home with my giant ugly brace on.
You poor thing.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Talking about work, what does work look like for you at the moment?
Yeah, so obviously coming off of that, I'm just slowly getting back into everything again. I'm wanting to get more into acting this year, so I'm doing a lot of self-tapes from home, auditions and things like that, because that's a world I haven't really explored a whole lot. Okay. So wanting to do that, get back into TV and things like that. So I'm always doing a little bit of everything. So
I love that.
I'm just with my new lease on life, I'm just let's do it all. I want to do everything.
Yeah, you would have just a zest for life now. Chatting on acting. acting and you wanting to get back into it. What kind of roles are you wanting to do? What are you wanting to explore?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like up in the air. Like I studied acting for quite a few years back in the States when I lived there, and it was like comedy and drama intensives and things like that. So I really enjoy that side. Like I love the fun, flirty roles and things like that. But I also filmed an independent horror film at the beginning of COVID in LA. So that was another extreme, because in that movie I had a sex scene, I died, like it was very intense. So I'm sort of like all over the place when it comes to that too. Like I'm willing to try lots of different genres. Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yeah. What happened in this horror film? Tell me.
Yeah, the movie was crazy. It's called Deathlink, and it was about like a bunch of people on social media, and there's an app, and you know, people start dying and things like it. It's a really cool.
I feel like I've heard of this.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Yeah, but it was an awesome experience. Yeah. Like I'd never done any film before, so it was crazy. Like flew over there and did all my scenes. It was very intense. Like character.
So that was your first kind of big thing for acting, and you had a sex scene and you died.
Yes, I feel like I was thrown in the deep end of
what the
scenes,
hell?
because I'm like, I'll do it for experience, but I didn't realize I was going to have all of these, like probably the most difficult when it comes to acting. So that was very, very eye-opening.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. With the sex scene, did you actually have to have sex?
No.
This is what I always want to know.
But a lot of people ask this because we have these days they're very strict when it comes to rules and stuff on set. But we had what we called an intimacy coach that has to talk to the guy, talk to the girl, and then you both have to have a safe word on set. Like if there's a time where you feel uncomfortable or someone's going too far, you say something and they'll like cut the scene, but the other person doesn't know your safe word, so it doesn't make the other actor uncomfortable. So it's like just something that the intimacy coach knows, and she'll call cut. So that was kind of cool. And there was a list of rules, it's sort of like choreographed a bit like a dance. Like it's very strict of like where the hand gets placed. But she did tell me some people you can have the choice. Like the actors can choose whether they want to just go for it, like depending on the movie and the scene, or if they want to actually have sex, or if you don't, if you want it to be really strict. So it's ultimately up to the actor and the scene and what it is, but it has to all be run by the coach, the intimacy coach. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Crazy,
well, that answers my question and curiosity.
Yeah.
What has led you to this point in life that you're at now? What has it been like as a child moving through to adulthood? Obviously, you've lived a crazy, awesome life.
Yeah.
What has that been like and leading to this point now?
Yeah, I mean, I guess me and my brothers have lived this insane life, moving to the States from such a young age and being thrown in the deep end of entertainment pretty quickly too, because when we moved, Cody sort of blew up very quickly with his music, which was awesome for my younger brother and I to sort of be alongside and watch. And
how old was Cody when he first kind of blew up?
13, 14. Like I feel like
That's so young.
Yeah, his first, it's so young, because now I'm 24 and now we look back and, even our younger brother's 18, but I'm like, we all still feel so young. Now we look back, we're like, that's almost criminal. Like we were so
My little sister's
young.
13 and I cannot imagine for the life of me that happening to her.
Yeah, well, I was the same, because I look at my little cousins and things and I'm like, I couldn't picture it because I'm like, to me, they're so young. So thinking that we were that young is really insane, but it was just the time that we were in, and so it was definitely a whirlwind. I feel like I've lived 100 lives, and
it sounds like it.
But I mean, if we never moved to the States for Cody, then I would have never have known what I wanted to do, because I was super young. So I'm super grateful for all of that and that whole experience and being able to open my eyes to the entertainment world, and I've just been obsessed with it ever since I began, and hopefully I can continue to do it.
Yeah, I think you will. That's so good. That's awesome.
Thank you.
How exciting. So as we were chatting about Cody, it's no secret that talent runs through the Simpson family.
Oh, thank you.
How has it been growing up with Cody?
Yeah, well, honestly, so much fun. We're such a close family. Me and my brothers and my mum and my dad, we've just had an absolute blast. Because we went straight on tour from such a young age, and we were able to go to almost every state in America and all over Europe, on tour when he was opening for Justin Bieber. And so it was this
Have you met and hung out with Justin Bieber?
Yeah. A bunch of times.
It's my dream. I love him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Oh, wow.
So it's just been a crazy life really, but like wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And we're all like each other's biggest fans too, so it's just
I know, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah,
So
so
you've
good.
got Cody and then you've got your other brother Tom,
Yep.
who's in here listening with us today.
Yeah,
which is
Tom came along
super
today.
exciting.
Shout out to Tom.
And Tom's going to follow in the entertainment footsteps too.
He is, which is awesome. I feel like Tom's very into musical theatre and the performing arts world, and
That's so
he's
cool.
he did a lot like in high school, and he's like looking to get into that now, and he's super amazingly talented when it comes to that sort of stuff too. So we're all very supportive of each other, and we all help each other where we can in different avenues, and it's really exciting that we can all do it together.
That's so good. And we'll chat quickly about Cody. So he's obviously been a singer and now he's more into like the swimming route.
Yep.
How's that been, seeing him kind of transition from that to swimming?
Unreal, because Cody was a really good swimmer when he was young.
Okay,
so he swam at nationals and things when he was back here when he was like 12. So his dream was always, you know, the Olympics when he was that young.
Wow.
And then obviously stopped for 10 years because he did music, but it was always, I feel like it was always his burning passion inside of him, like unfinished business almost.
Oh, that's
and
good.
During COVID and when he wasn't really doing music, he started swimming, you know, at the pool, like just in like a backyard pool, like just for fun again, and like obviously sparked his love for it. And he's been in the pool I think it's almost 2 years now, and he's just made his first Australian team, which is
so
just
exciting.
insane. Yeah,
Oh, my
we're like
goodness.
ecstatic for him.
Oh, wow. You would be very talented family.
Oh, thanks.
That's great.
Yeah.
Has there been any surreal moments for you that has felt like your life is a dream?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like especially when we were in LA, there was a lot of, you know, people that you would meet, or, you know, I had a radio show over there for about 4 years, and I got to interview like some of my biggest idols.
What was your radio show?
It was called the Alli Simpson show.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, very clever. It was on Radio Disney.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, because I started that when I was like 16 and did that through 20. So I had quite a few years doing that. But I got to interview some of like my biggest idols and like people I used to like fangirl over when I was young.
Who were they? Like, who are your biggest idols?
Yeah, I was at the time I was very excited to interview Selena Gomez and like Gwen Stefani.
I would be too. Oh my goodness.
Just a few like people like that I just grew up watching and listening to, and like just being able to chat with them, which was amazing. But my first two interviews were One Direction and Bieber when I was so young, and I was just like absolutely like I was trying to keep my cool because I was like 16 or 15 I think, trying not to fangirl, like talking to like all the One Direction guys, and I was like having a meltdown.
Oh, I would be a puddle. I'd just be like, like melted.
Yeah, I was like, how do I like be cool too? I was like, I'm in love with these guys. But yeah, it was hilarious, and there's been so many moments, just, you know, obviously a lot of things that Cody's done that's just, I don't know how we ended up there, but I mean, it's
you
awesome.
did, and that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Are you still in contact with those people now? Or like, have you made those strong connections with them?
Yeah, well, I guess you try and keep in contact with people like that as much as you can. Like, I mean,
Totally.
Where it's almost like when we were living over there, it's like almost like a Hollywood high school a little bit, because it's like, you know, when we say like the Gold Coast is small, it's like, well, when you're over there and you're all going to like the same parties and events and, you know, award shows and stuff, it's the same sort of thing. So you just always run into them all the time, and it's always
good.
like, yeah, and everyone's always so lovely. So yeah, obviously try and keep in contact as much as we can.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What was it like as a child actor, singer, performer? Yeah.
I mean, like I said before, just sort of like crazy and surreal. Like but I mean, I never would have gotten into it if we didn't move over for Cody, and that was just something that we got thrown into that world, and it was just I don't really know any different, you know. Like I didn't go to high school, we homeschooled till we graduated because we were on the tour bus. We had like a teacher with us, and, you know, didn't get to do any of like the school dances and like formals and things like that. So I always had like mad FOMO, like watching from the States.
Isn't that funny though? Anyone that you would have gone to school with would have FOMO of you. Like,
well, yeah, it's interesting because it's like I wanted to go to formal, but then they're like, why would you, you know, but we want to be like doing like doing things that you're doing. So it's like, it's sort of that balance, but
it's just the life you've been given. And
but I don't think I wouldn't change it for the world. Like I just think that it's such, you know, we had to grow up really quick, obviously, you know, like being really young in such a crazy industry, and, you know, we've had our hurdles there as well. Like it's definitely not all it's like cracked up to be. It's definitely a role.
how have you moved from being Cody Simpson's sister
Yep.
into your own identity?
Yeah, and I guess that was a journey from the beginning because Cody
Yeah.
blew up really quickly, and I started my own YouTube channel. That's sort of how I got my following in the beginning.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
years and years ago.
Yeah.
When I was like 14, 15,
Yeah.
and then obviously from the radio show. But initially I was lucky enough to build a bit of a core audience, obviously off of Cody, and for that I'm super grateful. And then I guess I just started going in my own lanes, like with the show and like getting into acting and like doing a few different TV shows and things like that. So it's something that, you know, it's never bothered me. Like for me, I'm like super proud to call him my brother, and like same with my younger brother Tom. Like and Cody says the same about us. He's like, well, I'm proud to be your brother as well. So it's,
and you're also like supportive of each other and friends, which is good.
Yeah, we're all like best friends because I guess like we went to school together. Like the three of us would just sit in the back. Like our classroom was the three of us in the back of the school bus. So like the school bus, the two of us.
Basically
the school bus. That's actually funny.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
What's the age difference between you all?
Cody's 25, I'm 24, so we're about
super close.
Yeah, we're about 15 months apart.
Wow.
And Tom is 6 years behind me, so he's 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
I'm
now
a
that
middle
Tom's
child
18,
as well.
we're all like the gap closes, and now we're all like besties, which is really nice.
Yeah, Tom will get to go out with you guys.
I know, that's been the best.
Oh
he turned 18
gosh.
in February, so it's been really nice to like.
Did you take him out for a big birthday bash?
Yeah, we've definitely.
He's dancing in the corner over there.
We've definitely been hidden the town, that's for sure. Like, Tom and I have definitely been, you know, going to the pub and things like that, which is so hilarious.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
it's been
can't
good.
wait for my little sister to be old enough to come out with me.
It's so much fun.
I think that'll be the best fun ever. Like she's 10 years younger, so it's a big gap.
Yeah, but it'll be
hopefully I'm
so
still
fun.
partying by the time she's 18? I'd be 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I'm still partying.
Yeah,
then.
hopefully.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
Go out.
It's all about the balance.
Absolutely. When did you really start to see momentum with your career?
Definitely during the radio show period.
Yeah.
Like, obviously the YouTube blew up, which was awesome. And that was sort of right before, like, YouTubers were a thing and, like, sort of like the first wave.
Yeah.
But really what sort of cemented me in my career was my radio show, which was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like that's... So you started doing Radio Disney at the age of 15, 16.
Yep.
Obviously that is very young.
Yeah.
How did you kind of step into that responsibility and discipline and like maturity doing that?
I mean, it was definitely like I learnt to work hard pretty quickly. Like it was something I had to try and grip and navigate, you know, as well as wanting to be 16 and be a teenager and go to parties and do this and do that. Because the show was every Friday night. So like it was always this, you know, sometimes there was things I'd have to miss out on and things like that. But I mean, like my show was so fun.
Yeah.
And it definitely taught me, you know, work ethic but it was just such a fun show. But I guess being so young, there was definitely moments where I'd had to like, you know, slap myself and be like, okay, I've got to keep doing this, got to keep going. But I'm so grateful now because it's like when I listen back to like my first few shows and like hearing how I spoke and the difference and how much I've grown is always like really nice to see. And I guess being that young and it's just all part of the growth process.
Yeah, it would make you grow up, I think, a lot.
Yes, I feel like we all had to grow up really quickly.
I can't imagine being 15, 16 hosting a radio show with Justin Bieber and One Direction.
It's honestly, like, it feels like another life to me now almost. Like, it's so weird to talk about and think about now that I did all that. Like,
literally.
It's like a blur.
I was working in a pharmacy at the age of 15, 16.
Yeah.
And you're doing Radio Disney.
Still awesome. I love that.
That is so cool. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
So for your time over in America, 10 years, what was your experience like living over there?
I loved living in LA. Like it was just, and I guess.
Were you in LA the whole 10 years?
Pretty much, just sort of like all over different parts of LA, but we were traveling for a lot of it, like months and months, like to a year at a time.
Wow.
On tour. But our base was LA.
Yeah.
But I mean, LA is perfect for like the industry that we were in, so like we loved it. But you know, overall, like my parents and my little brother at the time, because he was still so young, you know, my parents wanted to make sure that Tom was still getting like a good schooling, and there's not a lot of amazing schools like we're lucky to have like here in Australia. So for them, the perspective on LA might have been a little bit different, but you know, they loved being there and helping us, you know, Cody and I, like achieve and follow our dreams, which was really good. And got to the point that mum and dad wanted to move back, and they went back with Tom, and Tom went back to All Saints here on the coast, and Cody and I sort of stayed there for a little bit longer. But I mean, I love it there. I think it's such an awesome, crazy world.
I have to go. I've never been to America.
Oh, you have to go.
I have to go.
It's definitely worth going.
I did book flights to go to LA, I think just before COVID had hit. I was meant to go that November.
Yeah.
And then obviously I could never go. I don't even think I've got my flight money back from that yet. Like I just given up on it. I was like, whatever.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest difference between Australia and America?
I would say like just the culture in general. Like LA is a lot, and I feel like the energy and maybe it was just the circles I was in, you know, like in the entertainment industry, it's very like, it's not pretentious, but it's like everyone's got their life, and, you know, sometimes it was hard to make friends because you're not sure who is using you, you know, for the wrong
trust.
For sure. So I found that pretty difficult, like as a young age. But I just feel like Australians are just so awesome and fun and amazing to work with. Like, if say going to a photo shoot, for instance, like a photo shoot in LA would be very intense and very serious, and like the stylist, the makeup artist,
like
and
chilled and laid back.
Yeah, and now I love like shooting back here because like everyone's like, "Whoa, welcome! Like, what can we do? Like, let's get coffee." Like, everything's just so like casual and like everyone's so down to earth. Like, you definitely see a difference in that. I just think that's probably the biggest difference. Yeah.
Do you find being on the Gold Coast or being in Australia, you lived in Sydney for a little bit, like people, you still have to be wary of people like that, like using you for status or whatever it might be?
Yeah, it's interesting to navigate, and I sometimes am oblivious to it because, you know, I'm just a normal person that wants to like meet the right guy or make the right friends, and obviously moving all over the globe, it's definitely like I want to build genuine connections with people, but you do have to be careful. But you'd find that out pretty quickly, I feel. Like there's been a few times I've definitely been like, okay, like this isn't for the right reasons, or you can sort of like, now that I'm old enough, I'm aware. But I think when I was younger, obviously you just, why would I ever think that someone would want to use you,
especially
in any
if your
way.
like intentions are pure, you would just hope
For
that
sure.
theirs are as well. But that's not always the case.
No, it's
Do you find there's a difference between Sydney and Gold Coast with that?
A little bit. I used to find Sydney to be a lot more like LA a little bit, but I feel like the Gold Coast is
it's very normalized on the Gold Coast. I think.
It is, but I feel like lately it's getting a little bit more like Sydney in some senses, which it's interesting to see like how the world changes, I guess, with everything that's going on.
Yeah. I feel like everyone's moving away from the Gold Coast at the moment, though.
I know.
Everyone's moving to Sydney or
Sydney
moving
or
overseas
Europe for sure.
Out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How would you describe dating life between America and Australia?
I feel like it's much the same in terms of dating. Like, I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, like, guys are guys. So, like, we're like all over the world, like, guys are going to be guys. So,
they're going to be guys.
Yeah. So, it's not a huge difference. I feel like I've had good and bad in both countries. So,
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Are you currently dating anyone at the moment?
I'm single at the moment.
Single gal.
Single gal, which I'm actually loving because I was in, and I think it's a good age too. Like, I'm 24 and I'm just, this is the year I just want to like really focus on myself.
Are you turning 25 this year, or were you 24?
I just turned 24.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you're a 98 baby too.
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, love that. But yeah, I was in a relationship, broke up with my ex in August last year. Yeah. And that was like for about a year or so.
Wow, okay.
But now I feel like I've really come into my own and found myself, and I'm really happy. Yeah. Like just being on my own and doing my own thing.
Good. I'm the same.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like having someone in my life right now. I'm like,
either can I. Like, unless it's someone that you're just obsessed with, like
I know.
it's not worth it to me.
And you'll know when you meet that person too.
I think you'd know straight away. Like,
straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy doing my thing at the moment, living my life, and
good on you.
Definitely super happy.
Do you have a type?
Honestly, no. Like my family. Did Tom just laugh?
No. I don't even think he's listening.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was you. Yeah, I don't have a type, but my family always make jokes that like quite a few of my boyfriends or flings like have all been so drastically different in terms of like how they look or what they do.
No way.
Yeah, so I don't have a type. I feel like I'm just the kind of person that if I connect with you, I connect with you, and if
That's
it's
great.
fun and good, then it happens. But yeah, I've definitely been all over the board in terms of type, so not really.
Wow, okay.
Just want a nice guy, really.
Just a nice guy,
Just
please, who loves me.
Yeah. Is it too much to ask?
Unfortunately, I think it is a bit too much to ask in this
starting
day and age.
to feel like it.
Yeah, what the heck? Especially, I mean, I'm from Sydney and moving to the Gold Coast, like obviously we were talking about how small it is. Yeah. Everyone knows everyone and everyone's been with everyone, and it's like,
I hate it. And I figured that out quite quickly on the Gold Coast, and it's like you could meet a really nice guy and then he's like, oh, you're friends with this person, like this girl or this guy. And I'm like, oh no.
Here we go.
Am I going to have, like, do I have to explain now? Like, how do you just not tell them? Like, it's just so, the Gold Coast is very small and I don't love it.
Yeah. I have to agree. I mean, I do love the Gold Coast, but agree with how small
love the
it
Gold
is.
Coast, but don't love that everyone knows everyone and everything about everyone.
But I also like that, like, there is like a difference from being in Sydney to here. In Sydney, I would have to like drive ages to see my friends or plan things so much in advance, whereas here I could just go for a walk on Hedges and bump into 3 of my friends and I'm like, oh my God, hi.
Oh my God, it's insane.
And like that would never happen to me in Sydney.
Seriously, same in LA. Like I would just never see anybody I knew, but now like I go for a walk pretty much every morning along Hedges and at least run into like 8 people. And I'm like,
I feel like I've definitely
Saturdays.
seen you on Hedges before.
You probably have. Next time I'll be like, hey.
Yeah.
But it's seriously like social Saturdays every day out there. I'm like I'm running and then I got to stop and talk and run and stop and talk.
And like, sometimes it's bad. Like last week I was suffering the worst hay fever ever and I was like, just go for a walk. Don't worry about the gym. Yeah. Went for a walk to Rafiki on Hedges and saw like 3 people I knew and I was like, don't talk to me. Leave me alone.
Especially like, when you're like not in the mood.
Yeah. And I was just like puffy eyes. I was messy and I was like, just
or you like run into like a hot boy or like
that's
your
exactly
ex or
what
something
happened.
and it's like the wrong morning. Like some days I run past my ex and I'm like, I'm going to cross the street, go the other side.
Like, do I say hi? Do I not say hi? Interesting. Okay, let's get back on the dating thing again. So it's a hot topic at the moment and I think everybody is wanting to know what really went on between you and Hot Adam at Lucy and Nikki's live show.
I love that it's Hot Adam. Like,
we don't refer to him as Adam. It's Hot Adam.
To me, that literally blows my mind. I'm like...
It's funny because like I go to the gym with Adam and when I started like seeing him at the gym, I'd be like, it's Hot Adam, but it's not. It's just Adam, but... Anyway.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, so it was actually really cool. So, I mean, how we met.
So you were like the Bumble.
The Bumble date, yeah, because they obviously work with Bumble, and there was the blind dates that they sent Adam and George on, the producers, and at the same restaurant, which was really fun because Lucy and Nikki were there, and they were sort of like spying on us.
Oh
and,
my
like,
God, fun!
They were like pretending to be.
What restaurant did you go to?
Mr. Hizola's in Burleigh.
Oh, is that good?
It's really good.
I need to go there.
The food's amazing, but they were pretending to be like the bartenders and bringing us shots and saying like, "You guys are cute together." Like, love Lucy, Nikki, Bumble. Yeah, I ended up obviously figuring it out because once we got to the restaurant, the girls like jumped out, and I'm like, "Oh my God, like so crazy!" And then they were like, "You got to come to the live show and like talk about the date." And we ended up like obviously going on a few more dates, but the live show was so much fun, and it was crazy on stage. On stage too, like we were drinking so much wine. Like those shows are so loose.
I can imagine.
Yeah, the girls were like, "Are you guys official?" And I'm like, "Hold on, we've only been on a few dates." But I mean, I can't really speak for him or I, but like you know, I'm single and so is he, and we've been having a lot of fun, and it's just like I guess you never really know, but
nice, that's good. Adam's great. So
yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah. What would be your top tip for dating advice that you would share with your closest girlfriends?
Ooh, I just think if you have to force it, like I feel like a lot of my girlfriends are dealing like if they go out with a guy and they're feeling like he's not giving the same, like I feel like if you see someone and you want to, and you really like them, you want to see them like all the time and constantly, and you shouldn't have to feel like you're the one putting in the effort. Like for me, that's such a huge thing. Like I feel like if a guy really likes you and he's a gentleman, you'll know, and he should constantly pursue you and like want to see you all the time. And like, so for me, I just feel like if you're feeling like you ever feel desperate or like you're the one, like, I don't know, like for me, that's pretty important. And I think, and obviously it sounds cliche, but I mean like just being yourself. Like if you have to feel like you need to change or you need to act or dress or, you know, do something a certain way, then it's just not right. Yeah. And I feel like when you know, like it's very clear. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
You currently have some very exciting things in the works that we can't yet discuss on air.
Yep.
Is there anything you have been working on that you can talk to us about?
Yeah. So obviously, the few things I can't speak to, but there is one really exciting thing I've been working on with my mum for the last 2 years, and we've been working on some health products in terms of like beauty. So like we're doing like beauty collagen drinks, like protein powders, greens, that whole thing. Yeah, because like mum and I are super into it, and like grew up like super healthy family, and mum and I are really passionate about it. So we acquired this brand called Botanical Path, and we're launching really, really soon. So
oh my goodness, exciting.
Yeah, so that's going to be really, really fun.
That'll be great.
Yeah. I'm excited to get into like the business world and like product world, because that's something I haven't explored yet, but we've been working on it for quite some time now. So
it's so cool that you get to do that with your mum as well.
So cool.
Are you guys close?
Yes, super. Yeah. My mum is definitely one of my best friends. Like we're really close. So it's nice to work on something in the beauty business world with her. So it's good fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. How exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to chat about or tell us about, or is that it?
I feel like we've done really good. I feel like we've covered a lot of ground.
Literally. Yeah. There's a lot of exciting things coming up. And
it's been a great chat.
We are going to play the Shake Up card game. So
I haven't played this.
Okay, so Kirsten, our wonderful podcast producer, actually made this game.
Oh my gosh. Go, Kirsten.
So a little shout out to Kirsten.
Shout out to Kirsten.
Super fun. I love it.
And I've got my Mr. Consistent cocktail to go with it.
Yeah, we're actually drinking the new... Can we say what it is? Is it going to be live by then? So the Pash Inn, which is Mr. Consistent's take on a porn star martini.
It is. I can confirm it is amazing. Yeah. And it is my actual favourite Mr. Consistent so far, which is a bit cool.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
That's exciting. Wow. Yeah. Well, that's launching. It'll be launched by the time this podcast is out.
Yeah.
So fun. All right. I'm going to pull some cards and then ask, would you rather?
Okay. Oh my God, fun.
Should we... Do you want me to pull them, Kirsten, or should we pull one each?
Whatever you guys want to do. If you want to mix them around or one for one.
Yeah, we could do one
Let's
for one.
do one for one.
Yeah, sounds good.
Fun. I'll do the first one. Would you rather plan your holiday months in advance or choose your destination at the last second?
Choose at the last second.
Really?
100%. Yeah.
Where would you go right now if you could choose?
Well, I feel like I'm dealing with this a little bit at the moment because Cody made the team and the Australian team, and that's over in Birmingham. So like my family and I are trying to decide. We've got like 3 days off. Like where do we go?
Oh my gosh.
So right now we're like deciding between like Italy, you know, Amalfi Coast, things like
I would
that.
go
Maybe
Italy.
Paris, but I'm thinking Italy.
Yeah, Italy's the best. All right.
Or I'd go to Greece.
Either one. Okay. France, Greece, Italy.
It's honestly all beautiful. Okay. Would you rather go through your life being the funniest or go through your life being the most intelligent?
Oh, funniest.
I would say funniest too.
100%.
Life would be boring.
Yeah, like great being intelligent,
100%.
but I'm not anyway. So like,
hey, it's all about the balance. I would say funniest.
Yeah, funniest for sure. Because then I feel like if you're good with people and you're funny, it gets you places anyway.
100%. Builds intelligence.
Yeah, you can work on that. You can't work on being funny, I don't think.
Yeah, no, you got to be born with that.
If you're not funny, you're not funny. I'm sorry. All right.
But you can work on intelligence. You're exactly right.
Oh, that's a wild card. I don't feel like making my own one up. Okay. Oh, would you rather spend the rest of your life with your first ex or spend the rest of your life with your last ex?
Oh, my first. Did I answer that way too quickly?
Yeah. Your last ex must be horrible.
That's not like what I meant. Like it's not horrible, but I just... Yeah, no, he's not horrible. Like things are good. We're fine. We're amicable, and he's great. Like, but
love him.
love him. No, but probably my first.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a tough one though because it's like my first ex, I was so young.
Same.
But then my last ex like knows me and you know and for who I am these days.
Neither?
So yeah, like honestly, neither would have been a better answer. I would rather nothing in neither of
but
those.
That's okay. All right, you pick a card.
That was funny. I was like, oh my first. I'm trying to even remember who my first was anyway.
That's good.
Would you rather a global alien invasion or robots take over the world? Oh.
I feel like robots are taking over the world.
Yeah, I feel like they already are.
I don't know. A global alien invasion.
I'd probably rather robots because
yeah, I don't think I want aliens to invade.
yeah. They're both scary to be honest. So.
Oh god. All right, should we pick one more each?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be the hero or be the villain?
No, well, the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty easy
yeah,
one.
I wouldn't want to be the villain.
Nah. Oh, okay. In regards to your acting career, would you rather play the villain or play the hero?
I'd rather play the villain. I think that would be more fun because I feel like it's almost the opposite of my personality because like I'm always very like hate conflict, like very like in real life, keep the peace kind of gal. Yeah. But yeah, I think playing the villain would be fun.
Fun.
Would you rather live 50 years in the past or 50 years in the future?
Gosh.
50 years.
50 years in the past.
Mm.
Do I want to live in the 70s or do I want to live in the 2070s? Is that what
That's
it would be?
scary. That is scary.
Well, hopefully we're still going to be here in 50 years.
Yeah. You're like, I'll be living that anyway.
I guess I'll let you know in 50 years.
I would go in the past for sure. I think that would be fun. Much like more simple times. I feel like
true.
The world could be a quite scary place in 50 years. Like I'm worried about our children and things like that.
True. Okay. And then I would get to live, like, be my mum's best friend. That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the past, back in the future. Wait.
Back to the future.
Sorry. That confuses me.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. Well, that was a fun game. If you guys want to get your own game, we have the Would You Rather or the Never Have I Ever packs. You can shop online. Leave the links in the show notes below. But yes, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Alli.
Thanks for having me. It's been so fun.
So fun.
Yeah.
It's good to learn about your life and all the things you've been up to and all the things we can look forward to.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yay.
It's
well,
been so fun.
Enjoy, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.